Emma noticed mysterious scratches appearing on her 3-year-old son's face, becoming deeper and more frequent each morning. When concerned looks from other parents turned to whispers of possible abuse, she knew she needed answers. After installing a hidden camera in Max's bedroom, what the footage revealed on the 4th night left her frozen in disbelief. Emma had always been an animal lover at heart. From her earliest childhood memories, she had always felt a special connection with furry companions. So when she and her husband Jake finally moved into their first home together after years of apartment living, adopting a cat quickly rose to the top of her priority list. They visited the local animal shelter, where Emma was immediately drawn to a timid orange tabby huddled in the corner of his cage. The shelter staff explained that the cat had been rescued from a difficult situation and was still adjusting. Something about his cautious green eyes spoke to Emma, and she knew instantly this was the cat for them. They named him Whiskers and brought him home. At first, he was skittish, hiding under furniture and only emerging when the house was completely quiet. Within a few months, the transformation was remarkable. The once fearful cat became affectionate and loyal, especially toward Emma. A year after bringing Whiskers home, Emma gave birth to a baby boy they named Max. Throughout her pregnancy, Emma had worried about how their feline family member would react to a new baby. But Whiskers surprised everyone. From the day they brought tiny Max home from the hospital, the cat showed an unexpected protective instinct toward the infant. While Whiskers maintained his special bond with Emma, he also seemed to adopt the baby as his own. He would sit vigilantly near Max's crib during naps and seemed to alert Emma with meows when the baby woke up crying. As Max grew from infant to toddler, his relationship with Whiskers blossomed. By the time Max was 3, the two were inseparable companions. The cat would sleep faithfully at the foot of Max's bed every night, and Max had developed his own rituals of affection for his feline friend. It was during this time that Emma began noticing something troubling. Small scratches started appearing on Max's chubby cheeks. At first, they were just tiny marks, barely noticeable, the kind active toddlers often get from everyday play. Emma didn't think much of it initially, but as weeks passed, the scratches became more frequent. Worse, they seemed to be getting deeper, leaving red marks that took days to heal. Most disturbing of all, they often appeared fresh in the morning, as if they had happened overnight while Max was sleeping. Emma's mind immediately went to Whiskers. Could their gentle family cat be responsible? She began observing their interactions more closely, yet nothing in their behavior suggested any problems. Max was generally gentle with Whiskers, and though he occasionally tugged the cat's tail or hugged him too enthusiastically as toddlers often do, Whiskers had never shown even the slightest aggression. Instead, the cat would simply walk away when play became too rough. When Emma shared her concerns with Jake, he strongly disagreed with her theory. Still troubled, Emma took Max to his pediatrician. After examining the scratches, the doctor suggested they might indeed be self-inflicted during sleep, perhaps due to dry skin or a mild form of eczema. The pediatrician recommended trimming Max's fingernails very short and applying moisturizer before bed. Emma followed the advice diligently, but something still didn't add up. The scratches continued to appear fresh in the morning, yet Max's nails were always trimmed short, and the marks didn't look like the kind of broad, diffuse scratches a child might make. They were thin and precise. The situation began taking a toll on the family. Emma noticed other parents at daycare giving her concerned looks when they saw the marks on Max's face. Some even began to whisper when they thought she couldn't hear. Words like neglect and abuse floated to her ears, cutting deeper than any physical scratch could. Emma knew she needed answers, not just to stop the whispers, but more importantly, to protect her child from whatever was causing him harm. One evening, after tucking Max into bed and reading him his favorite story, Emma implemented a plan. She had purchased a small camera that connected to her phone, allowing her to monitor Max's room. She carefully positioned it among his stuffed animals, ensuring it had a clear view of the bed and the area where Whiskers typically slept. For 3 consecutive nights, Emma reviewed the recordings each morning. Nothing unusual appeared on the footage. Max slept peacefully with Whiskers curled up at the foot of the bed, neither disturbing the other. The cat would occasionally get up, stretch, and reposition himself. but he never went near Max's face. Yet somehow fresh scratches still appeared. Was the camera missing something? Was Whiskers somehow causing harm in a way the camera couldn't capture? Or was something else entirely responsible for the mysterious marks? Emma's worry deepened as the mystery remained unsolved. On the fourth night, something different happened. Around 2 a.m., Emma was suddenly awakened by a distant sound that penetrated her sleep, the unmistakable hissing of a cat. It wasn't the mild warning hiss Whiskers occasionally gave when startled, but an aggressive, territorial sound that raised alarm bells in Emma's mind. Heart pounding, she grabbed her phone and checked the live feed from Max's room. What she saw made her blood freeze in her veins. A large stray cat, ragged with patches of missing fur and an aggressive posture, was perched on the windowsill of Max's bedroom. Emma suddenly remembered that Max always insisted on keeping his window cracked open slightly, claiming he needed fresh dreams to sleep well. They had indulged this innocent request, never imagining it could lead to danger. The stray cat was attempting to force its way through the narrow opening, hissing and swiping with extended claws. And there, standing between the intruder and Max's bed, was Whiskers. Their family cat's back was arched, his tail puffed to twice its normal size as he faced down the larger stray, positioned protectively between the threat and the sleeping child. As Emma watched in horror, the commotion caused little Max to stir. He rubbed his sleepy eyes and sat up in bed, taking in the scene at his window. Most children would have cried out for their parents, but what Max did next stunned Emma. With a determination that seemed beyond his 3 years, Max climbed out of bed and moved cautiously toward the standoff at the window. The footage clearly showed Max speaking soothingly to Whiskers while attempting to shoo away the stray cat. When the stray refused to retreat, Max tried to push the window closed. The stray, cornered and aggressive, lashed out with extended claws. Emma watched in anguish as those claws caught Max's cheek, leaving fresh scratches before the child managed to force the window shut completely. Understanding hit Emma like a thunderbolt. The mysterious scratches hadn't been caused by Whiskers at all. Their gentle family cat had actually been protecting Max from an intruder. And Max, brave, compassionate Max, had been protecting Whiskers right back, keeping silent about these nighttime encounters to prevent his beloved pet from getting into trouble. Emma rushed from her bedroom to Max's room, finding her son already back in bed, comforting a still agitated Whiskers. When she asked why he had never told her about the stray cat, Max explained with simple child's logic that he thought Whiskers might get blamed and sent away. She held her son close, heart bursting with a complex mixture of emotions: pride in his courage, amazement at his compassion, and deep relief at finally understanding the truth. The bond between Max and Whiskers grew even stronger in the aftermath, their shared secret now in the open. Emma often watched them with new appreciation: the gentle cat who had stood guard against an intruder, and the brave little boy who had protected his friend without hesitation or complaint. Whiskers never left Max's side during the night after that, a faithful guardian to the little one who had protected him in return. And she wondered, if faced with protecting someone you love, would you be as brave as a 3-year-old boy and his cat?